Hey friend, listen. You have one more day to get signed up for my free workshop, the Time Management Makeover for Frontline Managers. It is happening live on Zoom tomorrow, June 6th at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will be teaching you 4 simple steps to create more time with less guilt. So, if you haven't already, go sign up at gracefilledleader.com/workshop or click the link in the show notes. Now, speaking of 4 simple steps, today I wanted to come back to a topic that I discussed on a previous episode number 51, and it is a process that has saved me many hours and improved my efficiency at work so much. It's been a popular topic amongst my colleagues, so I thought I would bring it back to my listeners. This is a really tactical episode, so you may want to just listen once and then come back to it again and take notes. Today, we are talking about how to take control of your email inbox. Hoot hoot! Welcome to the Grace-Filled Leader Podcast. Do you want better work-life balance? Do you get stuck in patterns of perfectionism and people-pleasing? Have you always been an overachiever but never really felt good enough, no matter how much outwork success you achieve? Do you want more time for the things that matter most? Well, you are in the right place. Here on the Grace-Filled Leader Podcast, we focus on spirit-driven success and share the secrets to having better work-life balance as a busy woman in leadership. Here you will learn how to set boundaries like a boss, find peace of mind, and reclaim your time for the things that matter most. Hi, I'm Tanya, a wife, mom, leader, and certified Christian life coach. For most of my life, I tried to find worthiness through achievement. I spent decades people-pleasing and pouring myself into my work. I was looking for my value through the approval of others. This led me to feel burned out, empty, and exhausted. I had no time or energy for myself or my family. I realized that I was wasting time and energy looking for validation in all the wrong places. But my life changed when I finally surrendered and God showed me a different way. It is my mission to help you start living the abundant life God has for you. If you're ready to become fueled by grace and find freedom from people-pleasing, if you're ready to multiply your time and impact as a Christian woman in leadership, this podcast is for you. Roll up your sleeves, sister friends. It's time to get after it. Okay, before I talk about my specific email process, I wanted to share with you what I use for my project or task management system, because I want you to know what I'm talking about when I reference it in the show. I happen to use an online tool called Meistertask for all of my workflows and operating procedures. I use the paid version so that I can store a bunch of project templates, but you can also get a free version which allows for up to 3 project templates. If you're curious and want to give Meistertask a try, there is a link toward the bottom of the show notes. Some people have no project management system. Some people use Asana or Trello or a recipe card box. Lots of things would work. I just believe strongly in having some kind of system in which you can get things out of your head and onto paper or into a system that is easy to use, easy to update, and easy to share. Meistertask has been great for me and how my brain works. It is visually appealing and it is accessible from anywhere since it's a web-based platform. In my Meistertask cockpit or primary project template, I set it up with several columns. I have one column that is called the inbox or the to-do list. Then I have a column that says projects. Then I have a column that says next step, and one that says done or complete. I also create columns for meetings, daily tasks, weekly tasks, and monthly tasks. I'm not going to go into my whole project management system today, but I wanted you to get a visual of how I set it up within this system so that you have an idea what I'm talking about. And actually in this system, you can create individual task cards. It is essentially the electronic version of a recipe card box, where you can record information, make checklists, add attachments, select a deadline date, basically anything you might want to put pertaining to a project or task that you're working on. Okay, now that you know what I use when I reference my project management system, we're going to get going to our email inbox. For many of us, this is like the black hole of to-do items. You might get hundreds of emails every day, and if you aren't careful, all of the important ones get lost amidst the less important ones. You might be someone that uses your inbox as a running to-do list. That used to be me. I thought it was an effective way to manage work-related tasks, but oh, how I was wrong. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You leave something in your inbox because you know you need to come back to it and do something with it, and you need the email for reference as a quick reminder. Okay, great. Well, 7 days and 500 emails later, that email falls so far down on your email list that you forget it is even there. Then you happen to be perusing your list and you see the email that contains something that you were supposed to have done 2 days ago. That is a flawed system. Why? Because it is not set up in a way that keeps your tasks organized and prioritized, and it does not keep the important separate from the unimportant. The visual cue that it was supposed to provide is lost because it sinks down the list out of your immediate visual field. Your inbox is not an ideal place to house your to-do list, nor is it a great project management system. It should be something that is maintained. In other words, just like your snail mail, if you do not have a mechanism for sorting, purging, and then managing the tasks that remain, you are going to have a heap in which important things get missed. I now keep my email inbox virtually empty, and I do that by spending only about 15 minutes 2 or 3 times per day going through my inbox. Outside of that time frame, I minimize or I close my email inbox altogether, and I work from my project management system. So, here's my 4-step project to manage my inbox. I do this first thing in the morning, just before lunch, and at the end of the day typically. I'm going to assume that you have a simple file system. If not, I would advise you to set that up first. For my Gmail accounts, I just create a personal and a business main folder with about 5 primary subfolders within, and I move emails that I need to keep into those subfolders. For my work email, I use Outlook, and I transfer things I want to save into OneNote. If you've never seen or heard of OneNote, you should really give it a try. Both your email file folders and OneNote have search functions, so it's not very difficult to find things in your email files or in OneNote. I say this because we have a goal of keeping our email inbox empty. In order to do that, you want to have a filing system where you can transfer emails that you may need to reference later. Okay, now on to the brass tacks. Let's get into your email inbox. You're going to open your email inbox, and for each email, I want you to follow this sequence. For each email, first ask yourself, can this email be deleted? If yes, delete it. If no, ask yourself question number 2. Does it require action? If no, move it to the appropriate file folder where you want to save it for reference later. If it does require action, so if yes, ask yourself, does the action require more than 2 minutes of my time to complete? If no, complete the task right away. If yes, move this task into your project management system. Don't do anything with it until you are ready to move into your project work time block for the day. Just make it a task card in the system. In Meistertask, there's actually a little automation link that you can use, like an email address for each particular column you set up in Meistertask. So I just forward the email that is going to require multiple steps directly to my Meistertask inbox or to-do column. Meistertask will then create a task card right from my forwarded email. Okay, step or question number 4. After you have completed the task or moved it into your project management system, ask yourself, do I need to save the original email for reference later? If no, delete it. If yes, move it to a file folder or into OneNote, whatever your email file storage process is. The idea is to end with an empty inbox, but have all the information you need to complete the necessary projects and tasks in a more efficient manner. So you're going to repeat this 4-step or 4-question process for every email. Then you're going to close out your email inbox. Now, instead of being distracted every time an email pops up, you can focus your attention on whatever project or task you have allocated time for. If it is a work block set aside for project work, I have my Meistertask project management system open, and that is where I function from until my next email inbox management time block. As you get consistent with this process, you will not need to spend much time in your email inbox at all, and you will be getting things done efficiently and according to priority. If you want to watch my exact process and see how I have my Meistertask project management system set up, you can grab my email inbox management mini course for just $17. It is a video tutorial that takes you step by step through this workflow that I'm talking about. You can find the link for the mini course in my show notes under resources. But let's review those 4 simple steps one more time. For each email, number 1, ask yourself if it can be deleted. If yes, delete it. If no, move on to question number 2. Does it require action? If no, move it to an appropriate file folder. If yes, ask yourself question number 3. Does this action require more than 2 minutes of my time to complete? If no, go ahead and complete the task right away. If yes, move this task into your project management system for later. And finally, number 4, after you've completed the task or moved it into your project management system, ask yourself, do I need to save this original email? If no, delete it. If yes, move it into a file folder or into OneNote. We will dive more into how I work within my project management system in future episodes, but I wanted to keep things simple today so that you could begin to tackle and stay on top of your email inbox. So I hope this was helpful for you. Again, if you want to watch my tutorial step by step and actually see how I have my project management system set up, you can get my mini course for $17 using the link in the show notes. So as always, my dear friends, I pray that the Lord fills you with gratitude, peace, and His amazing grace. I pray this episode blessed you, spoke to you, or encouraged you in some way. If so, please share it with a friend and head on over to Apple Podcasts to leave me a review. That's the only way for me to know if you're enjoying the show. Nothing blesses me more than to hear from you. Also, come on over to our free Facebook community. This is a great place for us to support one another on our faith and leadership journeys. You can find the link to the group in the show notes or go to gracefilledleader.com/community. If you have questions or content ideas for the show, please send me a message on SpeakPipe or via email. Go to gracefilledleader.com/contact and leave a written or voice recorded message. I would love to know how I can best serve you on the podcast. Now to Him who can do immeasurably more than we can ask or imagine, according to His power that is at work within us. Ephesians 3, verse 20. Until next time, my friends, God bless.